All right, guys, we will go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so great to see a lot of familiar names on the line today. I hope everyone's 2025 has been off to a great start. We are excited to be back for another year. We've got a lot of great things coming this year from IBI. It is also our 50th anniversary this year. IBI's been in business now for 50 years. It's a great milestone to celebrate. So we'll have a lot of fun things coming along the way this year for you guys to participate in and be a part of this. So we're super excited about that. Again, thank you guys for taking the time to join us. Today we are going to be talking about mastering your offline outputs, and we have a couple of familiar faces on the line with us today. Aniket and Alex will be your presenters and sharing all of this great information with you. I'm Shay Bagwell, part of your marketing team, and my colleague Hannah Knox is also on the call this morning. She's going to talk to you guys a little bit about the WebFOCUS upgrade program here in just a minute. Just some housekeeping. As a reminder, this session is being recorded. So I will send a copy of the recording to you guys, as well as any materials that Aniket and Alex have to share with you guys. So you will receive a copy of everything. If you have any questions for Aniket or Alex or myself or Hannah during the time of the webinar, please feel free to utilize the Q&A and submit your questions that way, and we will answer those. And then I'm sure Aniket and Alex will take some of those questions aloud too regarding their material. So with that, just a couple of resources we want to go over with you guys. Just to remind you that they're out there and available. So our new IBI.com. Again, guys, if you haven't been out to the website yet, I highly encourage you to go out there, check it out. A lot of great resources available. As you can see here, the tabs at the top of the page will direct you to all of the great content. We have our blogs out there. A lot of new blogs have been written and posted. All of the upcoming virtual and in-person events are posted out there. So your Focus Fridays, your virtual user groups, the Summit Roadshow calendar will be posted out there. Also, any of the Focus Fridays, virtual user groups, webinars that we conduct are also all are on demand. You can find those in the resource library. So you can view past webinars at your own convenience. Plus, we have links to our doc site, our IBI support, the community, our e-delivery, and as soon as the education platform launches, that link will also be posted out here as well, so you can get to the new education platform. The support portal, again, guys, if you are having any issues and you need to put a support ticket in, that portal is available via support.ibi.com. And also in that portal, you can find documentation, product downloads, product notifications, and just various useful links that might be of use to you when you are, needing some support help. The e-delivery, again, also is out there if you are looking to see what the latest product versions are and look at those downloads. Tipco.com/downloads will take you to the e-delivery site. And yes, this is still part of kind of the Tipco world, but we are, I think, eventually going to have this moved over to where this is fully IBI. The Summit Roadshow series, we are in the process of getting this schedule solidified for you guys, but I can say that as of right now, we do have New York scheduled for October 14th. We are also going to have a stop back in Arlington. That date is to be determined just yet. Hopefully that will be confirmed by the end of the week. And then as additional stops are added, we will make sure that that is updated on the website so that you guys can get out there, start registering for those events and which ones you want to attend. With this being our 50th year anniversary, our Summit Roadshows are going to have a little something extra special, a part of them. So I highly encourage you guys to see if you can make it a point to attend these. Go ahead and get those requests in with your management, your organizations, get that travel budget. We'd love to have you attend some of these events because, again, this year, a lot of really special things that are going to be going on at our Summit stops, given that it is that 50th anniversary. So more to come on this very, very, very soon as we continue to solidify the schedule and the stop. So just wanted to kind of let you guys know this is in the works. It is almost solidified, but go ahead and we have New York October 14th. Arlington will be posted by the end of the week, and then additional stops will be added. The IBI community, if you guys still have not joined the IBI community, highly suggest you guys go out there, sign up. If you were a member of the My IBI community, it's as simple as logging in with your credentials to the new one, and then you would be a part of the new community. But using your old login and just resetting your password. But if you guys are looking for, again, information, you want to see what some of our experts are talking about, what our experts are posting, the community is a great stop to check out, especially if you have new users within your organization. This is a great resource to send to them for them to kind of get out there and see, what materials available to help them. As I mentioned, we have a lot of articles out there by our IBI experts, some demos and things like that. So I think it would be really beneficial for you guys to check out some of this. And again, share within your team or let people know within your team if they have not joined. Our webinars, as I mentioned before, IBI.com events is where you can register for all of the Focus Fridays and upcoming virtual user groups. All the past recordings are available on demand. And then again, the summit schedule will be posted under the in-person tab. So you guys will be able to register for those events as well. And then our educational resources. So right now we have the webinars, we have the Cloud Software Group Learning Center that currently have some older IBI courses in there. But as we announced at the end of last year, we are launching our new education platform here in the very, very near future. We're just kind of tidying up some things, adding some additional content in there. And then we'll be excited to finally roll this out and open it up for all the customers to take advantage of. That will have newer courses and a lot of great material for you guys. So we're super excited about this platform. Again, very near future, we'll be launching. Getting social with us. If you guys are on social media, we'd love for you to give us a follow, whether it's LinkedIn, X, or checking out our YouTube channel. A lot of great material posted across all three of these channels. We'd like to keep you guys in the know. So make sure to give us a follow if you are on any of those platforms. And then if you are not receiving our monthly newsletter, please let us know. We definitely want to make sure that you are getting caught up with what's going on with IBI. We do have a newsletter that goes out every month. So be sure to check your spam folder if you're not receiving it, and let me know if you need to be added to that list, okay? And with that now, I am going to turn it over to Hannah Knox. Hannah would like to talk to you guys a little bit about our new WebFOCUS upgrade program.
Yes, thank you so much, Shay. Hello everyone, welcome. I'm super excited to talk to you guys today about the WebFOCUS upgrade program. So I know many of you have heard about the WebFOCUS upgrade program over the last month. We've been super excited to get to launch it to you guys. And if you don't mind going to the next slide, Shay. Thank you. So we've been super excited to get to launch it to you guys over the course of the past year, just with getting to see many of you in person at Summit. We did hear that you were hoping we would come out with a way that made the upgrade process more seamless for you. And with the new WebFOCUS upgrade program, that's just what we're doing. So if you are not already on a 9 series release, you are really missing out. So WebFOCUS 9 debuted, I believe, in 2020. And since then, we've had 3 new versions of WebFOCUS 9. So we're now at WebFOCUS 9.3, and it's a truly phenomenal version of the product. We have all sorts of investments that the product team has made in the UX and UI design across cloud and containerization and AI and DSML. So if you aren't already utilizing these features in 9.3 because you're on an old version, now's the time to upgrade. In addition, WebFOCUS 9.3 is also our long-term support release. So this is our first long-term support release, which means that you get 5 years of uninterrupted stability on the version, where we'll continue to make investments into the tool via service packs, and you'll get to stay on that release. for 5 years. So anyhow, if you haven't already moved to WebFOCUS 9.3, please go ahead and register for this program. I'm going to drop the information in the chat for how to register, or that link to register. And whenever you register for the program, you'll actually get a personal email from me. I'll give you some additional instructions, and you'll get access to new tools that we've designed to make that process as seamless as possible. You'll get our new discovery tool, and you'll also get access to a new upgrade self-assessment where you'll get an idea of how complex your upgrade is going to be. At that point, you'll actually get the option to have a free workshop with one of our partners to really give you several different options for upgrade, and we'll walk alongside you in that process. Do you mind hopping to the next slide, Shay? Thank you. So yeah, so you'll get a free workshop and a recommendation, a customized recommendation for your go forward plan. Just another note, I know many of you who are on pre-9 versions of WebFOCUS saw the notice last year that went out to all of our customers that pre-9 WebFOCUS versions would be retired this fall. So if you aren't on 9, and you are on 9.3, please go ahead, register for this program now before we are totally at max capacity with the program, because you will want to move to a supported release before those versions go out of support this fall. So anyhow, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a note, and I'm looking forward to working alongside you in this program. So thank you so much, Shay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Hannah. Okay, with that, guys, again, if you have any questions or need help with anything, like Hannah said, please contact us. Our team is here to help you guys with anything that you may need. So WebFOCUS program, contact Hannah. And anything that I went over, feel free to contact me. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Anikit, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And we're going to dive into the content for today. So Anikit and Alex, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Hannah. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Let me begin sharing. Okay. Hope my presentation is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, hello everyone. So today we'll be going over some of the enhancements that we have done in the 9x release with regards to the offline output formats. This is the items that we are going to cover today. We are going to cover the formats, like the XLSS PDF, whatever formulas. How can you leverage the power of formulas using WebFOCUS, and how can it seamlessly integrate into Excel? How can you add heading and footing images into a heading and footing, blocks, and then some coordinated document feature, the XLSS compound feature, and then also something new that we are adding, which is a PDF signature block. So yeah, let's begin. So coming to the format tab options. So we have, firstly, we have added in the 9 release, we have added output format like XLSS, PPTX, CSV, and JSON. So you could export your reports into whatever format is applicable to it. And we have done a bunch of enhancements. So you could now style your titles, your values. You can apply different formatting styles to it. You could change the margin. You could also decide how you want to fit the content in the column. So these are some of the enhancements that I'll be going over. So these actually provide you more customization options with regards to your content that you'll be creating, providing you greater flexibility when you export it into the XLSS output format. Then we have also looked at how WebFOCUS can natively support Excel formulas. So you can create a compute field like, let's say, A minus B. And when you export it into your XLSS format output, you do have that formula retained so that you can reuse the formula and change it the way that you want in Excel. And we natively support, we have provided native support for that. So that is one of the features that was requested and we have provided in our 9x release. Then yeah, XLSS template support as well. So some of these features like enabling XLSS table. If you want to create a pivot table, you can also supply a template in the app directory. You could select it and you can create a table, and whenever you create the table and export it, when you open your Excel file, you will have the data with you, and you can readily start creating pivot tables out of it. These are some of the supports that we have provided that you can do syntactically. So one of them is adding a image either to your header or footer. For like some of the use case that you might encounter is that you want some copyright or some image at the end of your footing. So in that case, you can use this feature. You can use it. We have provided syntactical support for it. You can use it via the syntax, and then you could supply the image. And when you output, similar to this, you can place your image relative to the heading or the footing. PDF signature block is another thing, another feature that we are adding, that we will be adding in our later releases. So using this, you can create your report, and at the bottom you could include your signature block that whenever opened in a PDF reader like Adobe, the user can directly go ahead and click on it and insert their digital signature. So this was one of the requested features by our customers, and we are included in one of our upcoming releases. And then coordinated documents. So this is one of our gap closures items, something that we had in IAV, and we are translating it over to Designer. So a coordinated document is basically you use a sort field, let's say country, and your report or your chart will be sorted using that sort field. So you have a separate data for, let's say, Argentina, you have separate data for USA, and then you have a separate page for let's say India. So that way you can use a sort field and then sort your document into based on the sort value, sort your document into multiple pages. And then this is a big support that we have provided for with regards to XLSS compound document. So using XLSS compound document, you can now place items like your reports, your chart, and your images on a single sheet, on a single page in that in your Excel sheets. So earlier, if you placed it, it would go into, let's say, tab 1. The report 1 would go into tab 1. The report 2 would go into tab 3, and the report, if there is an image, it would go to that tab 3. But we have provided syntactical support, so you can now place your reports, charts, and your images relative to each other, and you can specify, like, I want my this image to be placed, let's say, three cells below and 2 cells to the right of this particular report. You can do that. You can also specify the dimensions of your charts and your images. Like if you want, the default is 15 by 5, so 15 rows and 5 columns. But you can completely change it based on your requirements. You can keep it 5 by 5 or 10 by 5, depending upon your needs. And yeah, with that, I'll get into my demo. All right, so I'm moving over to Designer. Here, I'm going to select a data source. Now, I'm going to use standard report type, and then I'm just going to populate some dummy fields here using my data source. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you is that when I go to the output formats, so as you can see, there are a bunch of output formats compared to the earlier ones. So we have PDF, we have PPTX, XLSS, CSV, JSON, and XML. So the standard report supports all of these formats. Now, if I go to formats and then I go to columns, So here is where you can style your reports. So I have the first option, which is title and value. If I want to just, let's say I want to just um, style my titles, I can select title from the first column, and then which column do I want to select style? I can select that as well. So let's say I want to select product category. I can change the font. I can apply bold, italics, and underline to that particular column. And as you can see that the underline and italics has been applied. I can change the font size. If I want to change the background, I can do that as well. So I apply green color. So the cell has been converted to green. And yeah, these options below are applied to all. So I'll just move back to title and value and then all columns. So one of the things that I can also do is fit content to based on my requirements. So right now it is fit to content. So all my columns are basically adjusted to the content. So if the content is large, it will expand. If it is like it doesn't based on this accessories is lesser than this, so it's accommodating based on the content. But if I want to change it to a different or set a custom width, I can do that. So I can either choose to truncate. So for example, I want to, let's say, keep it a quarter of an inch. So I can do that. When I click on it, all the columns will now be quarter of an inch. Let me Sorry, I thought I was in XLSS, but yeah. Um, so yeah, as you can see, the width is not enough, so it's just truncating it. But if once I give it enough width, so as you can see, it is now truncated, and then I have set the column width to quarter of an inch. So now every column is quarter of an inch. I can make it 1 inch as well, and then all the columns will be 1 inch. So that is that flexibility we have given you. Also, if you want to wrap, let's say I want to wrap and I want the column to be half an inch, I can do that as well. And now, as you can see, instead of truncating, it is now wrapping. And these are the cell margin options. So let me just fit it back to content. And you could also select the cell margin. So you could decide if you want to set the cell margin individually, or we have also provided some standard options. So you could keep it small, you could keep it medium, and you could keep it large. I'm just going to go back to my standard one, and let's see how the styling looks in Excel. So I'll just export it. Okay, so as you can see, the styling that I did for my first title, which was product category, is retained. Um, it it is still italics is selected, bold is selected, and it's also underlined, and the background color is also green. So that's great. And then whatever changes I made to so since I had kept content fit to width, it it kept it like that. Let me just give an example with wrapping half an inch. Or And now let's see the difference between the two. So as you can see, it actually, instead of fitting it to the width of the column, it truncated it, and the system truncated it, and every column is based on the width that I've provided. So in this case, I've provided half an inch. So this will be half an inch, and everything is truncated here. If I so I can enable editing and then I can expand it to see the values here. So you can set it based on your requirements. So that's with regards to the styling. Now coming to the output formats settings. So here, these are the output formats that we have added for you with regards to XLSS format. Let me just move back to fit to it. Now let's just check out this feature, enable Excel tables. So what this does is it will create this into a table, so you can sort and the headers would be a different color, and basically all of this will be arranged into an Excel table for you. You can also name it. I'm just going to keep it default for now, and then let me enable this. And when I export this, let's check how it looks. So as you can see, it has created a table for me without me, with just a single click of the button. It has retained the style that I have given, and everything else is set in Excel styling. So one of the advantages is that now I can, readily sort and change and apply conditional styling directly from here. So this is a useful feature that will come in handy, whenever you're working with Excel and you want to readily just create Excel table for yourself. Now let's move on to generate native formulas. So what I'll do is I'll move back to settings and I'll add a new field, let's say revenue. I'll get rid of these. And here I'll add a calculation. I'll just say revenue new x2. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. So revenue times 2. I'm going to validate it. So this field, ideally, if my revenue is $1, this field that I'm going to add in the table is it should show ideally $2. So I'm going to validate it. Validation is okay. I click OK. The field is added, and from the looks of it, it is showing accurate data. Now I come here, I enable this, and when I export it, let's see how Excel looks at it. Does it support that? Does it natively understand that we have provided a formula for this revenue x2 field? Okay, I go to enable editing, and if I come here, as you can see, this has taken in the native formula. So whatever my E2 cell is, for example, this is 2514, it has actually multiplied that by 2, and now it is 5029. So it is doing it, uh, you know, we have now provided native support for Excel formulas, and now, as you can see, as I'm going down, it is auto updating, and yeah, you instead of now you coming here and creating your formulas with the data that you might have wanted to, you can just use a WebFOCUS. You can create compute fields like I showed you. You can enable this checkbox, and whenever you download your report in Excel, it would natively support the formulas that you have provided in WebFOCUS. And yeah, that's going to save you a lot of time. The next feature is for XLSS template. Let's say I wanted to create a pivot table. I can do that from here. One of the things that you might need to do is you might need to, or not might, but you need to do is create a XLD template. So whatever template that you want your output to look at as, you can create that. So I've just went in and create this template. So it's just a pivot table that I've created with, and okay. So here my pivot table will reside, and then whatever my source data is, that will reside. You can customize it as based on your requirements. Don't save. And then what you need to do is you need to go to your app directory. So let me just copy this. you can go to your app directory and you can upload it into one of your directories. Give it a moment to load. Okay, so I have actually uploaded mine in this directory. So as you can see, wf2 pivot underscore ah. So that is my template. So now from here, how do I do that? How do I use it? So I'm going to disable this since I want to focus on this feature. What I can come here, I can do click on this icon, go to my directory, and select the file that I have uploaded. It'll show up here. Since there are two sheets in my uh, in the template that I've given, I will increase it to 2. And now let's have a look at the output. Okay, enable editing. And now, as you can see, the fields that I've added in my report in WebFOCUS are actually visible here as well. So I had product categories, product subcategory model, cost of goods, revenue, and this compute field that I added, revenue x2. If I go back to my pivot table, I have these fields readily available right here. So I can just, let's say I can click on product category and I click on revenue, and the pivot table automatically generates a chart for me. And then I can also go to source data. And here, as you can see, I have the data that was available here is on the report is available with me as the source data. Now here, since I had not enabled the generate native formulas for Excel, this field right here is a literal field and not a formula. However, you can enable that, and the field will then support whatever formulas I've included in the report. It will natively support in your source data tab as well. So that's one of the requested features that we have added in our 9x release. And then some other interactivity options like freeze heading, and so that basically freezes the heading, so scrolling becomes easier, and table of content that, so this works with some of other formats. So these are the Excel specific options. Then I can also show you some things that we do syntactically, but are going to soon come into Designer. So one of them is report borders. Giving it a second to load. All right. So I've already pre-created this this fix right here. However, you can just simply copy paste your fix, and then the code available is right here. So you can modify this code based on your requirements. So let's say I have my report like this. As of now in Designer, you won't be able to, via the GUI, you won't be able to style the borders, but syntactically you can do so. And this feature is something that we are working upon and will be available in one of our upcoming releases. So what you can do is, this is the syntax that we are going to use. So based on the type, so if you just want to select apply borders to your title, you could use the type as title. And then if you want to apply, let's say, border to all the sites, you can use border all, and then the weight or the width of the border. So in this case, I'm just using light, but you can use depending upon your requirement, and the color. So let me just take these out for now, and let's see how the output looks like. So as you can see, this is the output, that how it looks. So now all the title now has borders, and all of them are red. If I just want to style a different site, then what I can do is, instead of border all, I can just, let's say, I can do border, or let me just keep. let me just show it with you with the data. So if you just want to style the data, then you can use the same syntax. So if you want to style uh, all sides, you can use border all. Or if you want to style a specific side, let's say you just want to style the top and the bottom, or the left and the right sides of the report. So in that case, you can use the specific syntax like border top for the top side, bottom for the bottom side, left and right for the respective sides. You can apply the um, you can apply the width or the weight. And if you want, you can also make it dotted or make it slashed. You can change the style of it as well. So let me run this. And as you can see, I have applied now borders to various sides as well. So the title now has red color, and my values now have blue color. So this is a nifty feature that can come in handy when you want to set different styles for your report. Let's see how it looks in XLSS. Okay, so as you can see, in the XLSS format as well, the border styling has been maintained, so you can view that, and also it will be also maintained in the PDF format. So I'm just going to switch over to PDF. All right, so as you can see, in the PDF as well, the title as well as the value have the styling that I have provided in my effects. Cool. Another nifty feature is adding images to your heading and footing. So I actually have effects that I created earlier, and I can explain that to you. So this is with one of our in-house master files that I've used, which is car. I have used a subhead, and this is the subhead that the information that I'm adding. So I can type whatever for like this is for the virtual user group 2025, and that's going to be my subhead. And in the footing, I have added the text that I want to display beside my image, then some sum and pi fields, the format that I want to export it in, and then to actually insert the image. This is the syntax that I'm using. So this specifies where I want to insert the image. So I want to insert it in the footing. Then using image is equal to, you can actually give the path. So for in this case, I am using this particular image, which is my sample image, and you can see um, my sample image right here. And then cell position and size. So cell position is basically like it helps you define where you want to place the image. And these two values are basically your column and your, so the first value is the column and the second one is your row. So this basically what it means is from the top left corner of the footing, it will be 5 columns to the right and 2 columns, beneath it. And then the size this is in inches. So you can modify it based on your requirements. As of now, I've kept it 1 and 1, but I will modify it and also show it to you. So let me just export this. Okay, so as you can see, this is my image right here. This is 1 inch by 1 inch. And from the top from the top left side of the footing. So I had added, this is my image in the footing. As you can see, this is my image. From this, five columns to the right. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the 5th column, and this will reside on the 6th column, and then two rows to the bottom. So 1 and 2. So this is where the image sits. As I mentioned, you could change the dimensions, and you can change the positioning as well. So in this case, let me just make it half an inch by half an inch. So 0.5 and 0.5. Export it, save it. This is the old file. Okay, yeah, this is the new file. So as you can see, the change in size has affected it. I can also move it to the left or right based on the relative position that I can specify using this. And then this also works with PDF. However, PDF does not, since it does not support cell position, you may wanna, uh, you know, you may want to get rid of that. And then I'll just get rid of the footing as well. And now if I change the format to PDF, as you can see, the image has been placed at the bottom of my table. This also works with your PPTX formats. So this is the PPTX format, and let me just zoom in a bit. So as you can see, this has been added to the bottom of my report. Okay, so that was adding image to headers. And then from here, I'll also show you guys how you can add signature blocks. So this will be in one of our upcoming releases. Okay. Okay, all right. So most of the times, like you want to create a report, or let's say you want to also create a form using WebFOCUS, and you want your user um, to add their signature or add their name in the PDF. But you want to do it via WebFOCUS. So we have provided the option syntactically for you to do it. So in this case, again, I'm using the same file. So I'm using car, I've added some and by, and then I've added some heading. So in this case, in this example, what I want is I want to capture the name of the person and who reviewed the report. And then I also want them to sign it. So what I can do is I have included this line right here in the heading. And then we have markers using which we can identify, what we are trying to ask. This will be shown in the placeholder. And then we have the footing. In the footing, I've added, these are just spaces that I've added for the report to look good. And then sign here. And again, using the same thing. Sign here will be shown in the text. And then these are markers. These two are markers using which we will identify where we want to place the object. And then going down, this is the syntax that I'm using for including a edit box. So type heading. So it will capture this, capture heading item 1, which will be name of the person. Sorry, this particular text, line 1. Then I want to justify it. What I want the width, what I want the size. All these styling options are available with me. And then the second part is this. So what the object is going to be, the object is going to be a text box. What do you want the color to be of the background? So this is the color of the background that I've styled using an RGB value. What do I want the width to be? What do I want the style to be? And then do I want to set a max length? I can do that from here. And again, if I want to set the font size as well, I can do that from here. So let me just increase the font size to 10. And then for the signature block, this is the syntax that we'll be using. I've slightly styled it so that we can see. So the type footing, again, the same. So sign here will be this first object, which is text. And then for the second object, click here to sign, which will be displayed in one of your readers like Adobe Reader or any other reader that you're using, which you could insert a digital signature. So using this, it will be item 2. So line 2, item 2, and then The object is signature right here. This, since it is a signature block, um, what is the style, the width, the height, how I want to display it, what color it should be, what font does it need to be, what should be the border color, what should be the border style, and what should be the background be. So all of these styling options I have provided right here. And now let's see. So I've set it to PDF. Let's see how it actually looks. So I'm going to download it and open it in Adobe. Let me do that again. Okay, let me close these. Okay, so there I have my file. So now if I go ahead and open it with uh, a PDF reader, as you can see at the top, I can insert my name. I can insert my name, and we can also test out the max line limit. So if I try to enter anything, greater than 14 characters, it's not accepting. It's not allowing me to type. So as you can see, even with the spaces, I'm only able to get to 14 characters. So you can set that. So here you can circulate your PDF report with your users, and you can ask them, or this you could create a form and then ask your users to enter your name, or enter the designation, department, so on and so forth. And yeah, once it has captured, you can see this. And then the signature block that we have created appears right here. Since I set the border to red color, um, border to red, you can see the border has been set to red. And then I can click on it. And then since I'm not configured my digital ID, but once I do that, I'll be able to click on it and I can set up my PDF. If I save this, this does save the values that I've included right here. So if I close and if I open it, as you can see, the values that I've included are available with me right here. So the users can fill out this form and then send it back to you. So these are the things that I had to present. I will now hand it over to my colleague Alex Soma, and he'll be showing you coordinated documents and XLSS compound document. Over to you, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Aniket. So just as an introduction, we made a lot of enhancements to our documents. We added a new, kind of new, document UI in Designer that includes both authoring and reference content capabilities. And then on top of that, we added completely new functionality that wasn't available in Designer or even in the syntax to support Excel compound documents. Let me just share my screen here. Oh, that's screen one. Interesting. Need to move. Can you see my browser window here?
Yes, we can.
Okay, it's not sharing on the screen that would be, but that's fine. All right, so just as a little bit of introduction or maybe a reminder, previously Excel documents, if you created a compound document, as Aniket mentioned earlier, each item would appear on a separate worksheet. So that meant you can put multiple items on a single worksheet in Excel, which was kind of a limitation for sure. So we've added that. And then the other thing I wanted to show is coordinated documents in Designer, which are supported for Excel and for every other format. So our document mode is available here on the plus menu under Compose Document. And just a little refresher, like why would you want to create a document? If you guys are here, it's probably because you guys use some of these offline formats. We do have our like page mode, which is great for browser-based content, but documents really still shine with these like non-browser based formats like PDF, Excel, PowerPoint, and stuff like that. So one thing I will show real quick is I've already created these, and I just want to note that I created these and I applied country as a sort field. So you can see like it's duplicating all of these because that's like each product category is getting duplicated for each country. Okay. And that's because I'm going to apply coordinated document for this. So let me just drop that. Here's my report. One thing to note, I'll actually cover that after, but the sizing of these components in PDF, if it's too big, it'll just add to an overflow item. I can click this add content button to author content in the document. So the previous ones were like stuff I'd already created and I'm referencing. This one I'm going to create new, and this is how I'm going to add like that coordinated field. So I'm just going to create a simple chart. And I already know because I pre-created those with country as like a primary hidden sort field. I'm going to use country as my coordinated field. And then I'm going to add some information here. I'll do state and province because what you'll see is like, even though this would be a huge amount of data if I was not filtering this and not coordinating it, since it's coordinated, it's going to have multiple pages broken out for each item. Actually, I forgot to do some formatting that I wanted to do. I wanted to resize the report so that it wouldn't overflow as much, but I'll see. Using maybe kind of a slow environment, so it will have to generate the PDF. But yeah, basically what you will see is that we will have multiple copies of each page. So we'll have, on every page, we'll have a pie chart, we'll have a report. If it's too long, it will wrap onto the next page. And we will have that bar chart that I had on page 2. So I didn't lengthen this report. So what you'll see is like if it's too long, it creates overflow. There's a couple different overflow settings that we have. So you can either have it like always appear at the top, or in this case, it's using like a default setting that just puts the overflow in the same position that it was specified to be in. So like I put my report down here in the middle of the page, so the overflow is in the middle of the page. You might want to like adjust that overflow setting. But yeah, here you can see we have multiple sets of pages, and it's like one for each country. So this can be a great way to kind of like pre-build a document that is broken down into like similar sets of information, but for multiple categories. And then, so let me like move my notes. Hit some notes here, what I wanted to do. Now I'm going to show you the Excel document feature because that's one that's like brand new. We had this coordinated feature in InfoAssist, but this one is brand new. Here. Might need to refresh. Or maybe I just should have clicked edit. Now I can just rebuild it as a pretty simple item. Okay, so if I go back to compose mode, I'm going to use those same 2 items that I had before. So I got my pie chart. I'll just like shrink that a little bit, and I've got a report. And I'm not even going to resize these because I'll tell you a little secret about Excel format as well. I'm going to add another report, and just like before, I'm going to select data source I'm going to use. I'm going to make sure it's the same data source. And I'll move that down here. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to add country as a coordinated field. And then I'll add a couple other fields. So I'll do like store name. And I'll do like product category. And some other stuff. One thing I want to mention, we added this kind of like grid style report. This is like by display on, I think. And that's great for Excel because it populates every single cell. In some cases, like for example, if you are using that Excel tables feature, you'll definitely want to use this one instead of this one because the blank values in the first column will kind of mess up the Excel table. And I think it might be the same for pivot tables too. So anyway, here we go. I've got my document. I have it coordinated. I've turned on the Excel output. I'm going to run it and it's going to generate my Excel document. I'll have to download and then open in Excel. A couple things I want to note about our Excel format because we made a lot of enhancements to that. It actually supports pretty much all the same features that we have for regular single Excel reports. So Aniket showed Excel tables. He showed, I apparently need to sign back into Microsoft 365. He showed Excel tables, he showed Excel templates, and he showed Excel formulas. Those are all supported in the compound format. You'll just want to be aware if you're using a template. Obviously, this has multiple content items in it, so you'll want to make sure that the template actually accommodates that. But one thing you probably notice is that this is this image is kind of stretched out. That's just we applied some default sizing to it, and I'll show you how to go back in and resize that. But a couple things to note, notice that it's coordinated. So it created a separate worksheet for each item, and the name is automatically picked up for each one. The other thing that I want to note is notice that there's one row in between each report. So got our chart up here, and then a row, and then this report, and then this other report here. So if I go back to WebFOCUS, and I'll show you quickly. Let me save this. Oh wait, this might not be the right one. This is the right one. Let me save this one. Go back. So .live. All right, so if I go and I edit that document that I just created, here it is with the text editor. I'm just going to show you a couple key things. I'll just make one change so you can see kind of how it works. We added this new cell position syntax. So this is brand new. This allows us to apply different relative positioning for Excel and for PDF. So why did we do that? We did that because Excel is a cell-based format. So whereas in a PDF, you could set fractions of an inch in between stuff. In Excel, you can't do that. You can't set this text to appear half a cell down from the other text. The other thing is Excel, we are relying a lot on relative positioning because this report could be any length. It's actually for example, this one, you can see it's different lengths on each page. This one I happen to set a record limit on, so it's always the same length. But because of that, if I put another item below this, I need to make sure that it's relative to it so that the other item doesn't start up here and cut off the report. So relative positioning is super useful for this Excel feature. And by default in Designer, when we generate Excel document output, we just put each one below the other. So it's +0 columns, +1 rows. But I can move this stuff around and put it all relative to the other things. So for example, I could put this report over, let's see, over to the right of the other one. I'm trying to think of one column and 0 rows. I think that would do it. And then, I can keep this one below, and this would change the layout. The other thing is that my first one was an image. So I need a cell dimension to know where to put the report after the chart, which is generated as an image. So since it looked to be a little bit too wide, I can just resize it that way. And then when I regenerate it, it will have those different relative positioning settings that I just determined. Oh, that's the other thing I want to change. Sorry, one more thing. If I look at my original, I'm positioning this report against the bottom left corner of this chart, but I don't need to if I don't want to. I can change it so that it's positioned against the top right, which is actually what I meant to do. So now, instead of appearing below the chart, this report will appear next to the chart. So I've done is I've changed the relative point of the chart that this report is against to the top right, and I've made it so that it's one column over and no rows down instead of no columns over and one row down. So I think this is the new one that I just made. Oh, I needed to adjust this because now these columns are narrower. So let me just, because this column's super wide, when we generate it, we try and fit it within the number of cells, right? So this cell is like wider than anticipated, so it made this wide. And then now it's back to normal size. So what I should have done is should have edited my document when I output it and taken a look at how tall I want it to be. I probably want it to be something like, oops, maybe only like 9. So you can like mess with that stuff, but you can see that I changed the layout. This item is now to the right, and this report is still one row down from the other report. So it's placed beneath it. So it gives you some flexibility in terms of like where everything's positioned, and that layout is applied to every page. So it's like a cell-based layout now because it's in Excel. If you're in PDF, it's still the same as it always was, but this gives you a little bit more control and a little bit more, dynamic predictability over how these Excel items are laid out while respecting that cell-based structure. So yeah, yes. Any questions from you guys? I tried to answer some while the demo was ongoing, but yeah, if there's any further questions, definitely let us know.
Any questions, guys, for Alex or Aniket? A quiet group today.
Okay. Yeah, we had a few like while the demo was ongoing, so I think we took care of some of them already.
It seems like.
But yeah, we will. Shay, I guess you guys always put up the materials that we have, so we do have that PowerPoint presentation, and I can include some of these folk execs.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well. Once Alex and Aniket send over, actually, I got yours, Aniket. So just whenever you're ready, Alex, send that over. I will, once the recording is done, guys, and we get all of that set up, I will send out a copy of the recording as well as the material from Alex and Aniket. So you guys will have that. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, I guess we'll give you back some time to your day. Once the meeting concludes, a link will pop up for the evaluation form. So if you guys wouldn't mind taking just a few moments of your time and filling that evaluation form out for us, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So please just click on that link once it pops up. But Alex, Aniket, thank you so much for presenting today. And I wish you all a great rest of your week. And we will see you again in February. Again, don't hesitate to reach out to our team if you need anything. So, all right, everyone, we'll talk to you soon.